Hi my friends. Today we're going to talk about an amazing subject which has been a very powerful tool I've used for decades, helping me and helping people around me to go and find what is really happening, what is really wrong, what are the answers that we're looking for that we can't find. So this is the world of applied kinesiology, which was invented, or it was really found in the 1970s in the US by a chiropractor called Dr. Goodhart. And see, it's built on the whole system of acupuncture, but also the chakras, but the whole very ancient Indian and Chinese natural medicine therapy, where these people many thousands of years ago found out that the body really is an energy system. It is not just flesh and blood and some liquids and this stuff that's put together. It is actually an energy system. And so the basic understanding is that when the energy flows, you see, like everything in nature, everything is flowing. Everything, even the things that are standing still, are actually in the process of breaking down, and they have their own energy force. And going into a more spiritual sort of branch, we can say that everything is spirit. So, but we'll just sort of stay in the physical area. So everything that is on earth has some sort of an energy force. And of course, an organism that is alive, like a plant or a human, an animal, we have, of course, a much more complex energy system, and it's all flowing. And you can say that there is a special order, that the energy has to flow in a special order, and if it is not flowing in a special order, it's not well. So it's like just like the legs have to be down, the arms have to be up, the head has to be on top. We are built physically with a certain design, and we have our physical design, but we also have our energetic design, and it has to work in a particular way for us to feel well and be well. And so what Dr. Goodhart found out was that the body, this energy system, is actually communicating to us, or we can tap into the knowledge of it. And that's really also what the Chinese found out, that you could actually find out if the energy is not flowing in the right direction in these so-called meridians. And you can correct the flow of the energy, and so the person can heal and be well. So Dr. Goodhart, he did it with chiropractic, working chiropractically with a person. He could see that there was a muscle that was strong, and the muscle would go weak when he did certain things. And so he realized that the body is actually communicating to us with this strong muscle, or so-called lock muscle, or weak muscle, which is a muscle which will not lock. It's just sort of bouncy. So so he found out basically that the body is actually saying yes when something is good and something is working well, and the body will say no when there is a stress, there is an imbalance, there's something that's not working well. So with this fantastic tool, which was without needles, that is completely gentle to the human body, and very subtle. See, sometimes really you don't have to press very hard to see that a muscle is locking or not locking. So this very subtle language we can actually tap into, so we can read the human body and what it is trying to tell us. And so this has developed from the 70s and 80s, 90s, all to now, 2023. People have thousands and thousands of doctors and chiropractors and naturopaths and healers have worked with this system and found different techniques, different ways of using it, where they can help people heal and also help themselves, of course, because we can tap into our own energy system by testing our own muscles, and we can go and touch another person or connect. You connect energetically by thinking of the person, by thinking their name, and asking your body and their body if you can go and test their energy system. And so that's how we can work remotely, where even though they're sitting in Thailand and I'm sitting here in Denmark, I can test that energy system because, as we've talked about so many times before, energy, there is really no space and time, which makes things really complicated. But the fact that a person is many thousands of miles away doesn't, there is no distance when we are working with energy. All we need to do is with our intent to connect with that person, and that person's energy will be here. And with this method, we always have to ask permission, because the body will say no. If the body does not want this to be done, you will not be able to go and test the person or yourself. It's a little bit more difficult to test ourselves. So sometimes if something is really very difficult to work out, and we need some deeper, more detailed help, we might need someone else to test us, because our emotions and thoughts can be so strong, we can affect the outcome of the testing. So, but I've put this this video in here in this little series because this has been such a change for me, and such an incredibly powerful tool, which has helped me so many times. And I think if you can use this tool, your life changes completely, and also your ability to help yourself and others is just magnified. So, but it does take a little bit of training, and you sort of have to really want it, because just like learning a new language, it takes time. So you have to practice. So we're going to do that after a little quiet time. So just close your eyes when you're ready, or if you like, you don't have to. And with a nice, long, slow, deep breath, just sink into yourself. Maybe you like to just go, "Ugh," and say, "I let go." All the words I just said, we'll just let them flow away into the nothingness from whence they came. As Louise Hay said, wrap it up in the pink of love and set it free. And just wrap up all these words and just in the pink of love and just set them free. Right now, thoughts are not important. All we need is to be. Letting go of the past. Letting go of the future. And bathing in the ocean of this now. You can sense how within you there is this beautiful pool of crystal clear water. It is in your inner self, and you're standing naked by the side of this pool, and now you're just going to dive in, swim around, and just float. Feel how the sun high in the sky is just bathing its light onto you. And it is not a harsh sunlight, it's just really soft and gentle. Here we are in this moment, just bathing in our inner self, the clear pool of who we are, and feeling the sun high above, warming us and bringing even more soothing and well-being. Feel how bright it all is within yourself. It is so bright, so clear. And we're just allowing us to be us. And feel how good that feels. To just be you. And just take 3 long deep breaths, sensing how sweet this moment is. How peaceful this moment is. How lovely this moment is. And with this gratitude in our hearts, we can slowly come back. Just take your time. Just realizing how rich we really are. With this world within us. It is a world of peace and wisdom and love and truth. And all that we will ever seek is really coming from here. So when you're ready, just maybe start to move your body a little bit, wiggle your toes and your fingers. And bring yourself back when you're ready. So I was talking about muscle testing and kinesiology before, and the thing is that when we are using this muscle testing, we get answers that are true from the level of awareness where we are ourselves. So just like a channeler, we can only get messages with the wisdom that we ourselves have attained. So the higher our consciousness is, the more answers we can get, and the more truth there will be to our answers. So if you go to a kinesiologist, this person will only be able to help you to the level of awareness with where that person has reached. And the same when you're testing yourself. So that's why it's so good to grow in awareness and grow in our consciousness, and to read and see things that help us become more aware of all the possibilities we have. So if a person, for instance, a person is testing you who only believes in a plant-based diet, all they're testing and they're looking for the right diet for you within that plant-based diet, the answers they will get will all be within that plant-based diet, because that's their belief. So in a way, their belief is holding them back. So that's why it's incredibly important we actually become very neutral. So with all the wisdom we have and all that we have learned, that we in a way just let it flow aside and just become very neutral. And in a way, that's what we do when we do these meditations or these quiet times. We just become very neutral. And that's where the real deep answers can come. So the more neutral we are, the more wisdom will come. So we can say that the answers are really coming from God. They're really coming from the universal wisdom. And there's a certain amount of answers that we need for our lives, and they are all part of the universal wisdom. So we are tapping into the wisdom of God, really. God's telling us what He wants for us, or our inner divine self is telling us this is what we need to do. This is what is right for us. So it can seem very simplistic, but it's actually very profound what we're doing. And so yeah, I'm going to just teach you, which I've done in a video before. You can go and see muscle testing. There'll be some other videos, but let's just go through them. So the easiest one is where you stand up and you do the sway test. That's sort of the most the one where it's good to start. And so you get up and you say to your inner self, so the inner place which is giving you the messages, that you want a yes to be that you sway forward, and a no to be that you sway backwards. And you stand, and that's what's beautiful also, that you find the neutral point, what we were mentioning before. You stand in this neutral point where you're neither going forward or backwards, so you're neutral. And then you can put something on your body, or ask a question, my name, or say something that is either false or true, and we're just looking for yes-no answers. That's very important. So in kinesiology, it's very important the way you ask. So you can't ask, what should I do with my life, or what foods should I eat? You have to ask, is beef good for me? Or say, beef is good for me. But we can just start with our name. My name is Katrina, and I should feel this like somebody's pushing me forward. Yes, yes. So what they say is it's the nervous system that's activating the body, the muscles to go forward, because it's actually going towards something, because we have a statement in front of us and the body is saying yes, 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 good, 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 good. And when it's going it's saying no, 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 no. So I can just say beef is good for me, and I feel, and I know that it is good for me. Beef is good for me. And we can try pasteurized milk is good for me, and I will get a very clear, no. Gluten is good for me. No, 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 no. So you can play around with this, and some people actually have clients and they use this method because it's just, they find it really easy. And maybe they can have their hands for something else, but usually you're supposed to, when you're testing, only do that. So, but some people find it really good. The method I use is pushing down. So it's always a muscle or some muscles that we are using. So a yes. Why can't I do it? A yes is like this, and a no is like that. So that the finger will drop down because it's just not locking. Yes and no, and this is a wonderful tool. And usually I'll test both hands because there can be a left-right difference, but sometimes I have to just use the one hand, so I'm just using the one hand, and it's really fast. So I love this method. Yes, my name is Katrina. Pasteurized milk is good for me. I should have lots of pasteurized milk. and so the thing is, when you're testing, you can it's good to, if you find it's a little bit hard, you can just keep asking and it will get stronger and stronger or weaker and weaker. So the muscle, it can need a few pushes before you actually get the real strong lock or weak muscle. Another way you can do it is with your knee, which I saw on a video the other day. So yes is the knee locks or the thigh locks, and no, it goes down. Yes, no, yes, no. I think that's a little bit exhausting to sit like that. Many people use this yes, and the fingers lock here, and no, they can't lock. So many people use this. Another one is to actually, which is really quite strange, but you have two dry fingers and you feel they're soft. Well, it's good to actually never cross your legs. Never cross your legs, because you want your energy to be as neutral as possible. So a yes will be this soft, dry feeling, and a no, it will get a little bit sticky. You will feel it when you've trained enough. So yeah, I think that's enough for now. With the methods, you can go on the internet and see people showing all sorts of methods. So with this kinesiology, we are going into the truth. We're really asking for the truth, and we'll talk more about this, because you can actually use the different acupuncture points and the meridians. You can actually do healing by stroking the meridians, which I've talked about with the emotion code sessions I give, and there are also the acupuncture points. We can actually correct the body, and it's all about intent. So when you say, I'm now cleansing and balancing the liver, you're actually giving a message to the body that this is what you want, and the body will really respond, because you are working with the energy system, and the body really actually loves us working with its energy. So we're really asking the body, this is what we want, and the body will, like a little happy child, say, yeah, I'll do it. So we're not only using this to diagnose and to ask for questions, but we're also using this to actually treat illnesses and treat imbalances. So I think this is the future of medicine. It's energy medicine. We're working with energy. And since everything is energy, this is very, very, very wise, really, and very natural. So when you're taking a supplement, it's not actually really the substance itself. It's actually the energy from the substance that's affecting your energy system. And see if we can actually skip the substance and just take the energy from whatever that substance is and give it to the body. Tell it that this is what we want. This is the energy we're going to give you. We don't need the substance. We don't need all the supplements. We don't need all the medicine, because really we are correcting and we are guiding the energy system with energy. So yeah, this is really, really exciting. And so see if you like to learn this. You might not, and you might just like to learn it. If you do learn it, you will be able to help yourself in many, many ways, and of course help many others also. So I think this is such a gift to humanity. So this was all about applied kinesiology and muscle testing, and becoming very how important it is for us to really be very neutral and very much in the now, which we have been practicing with these little meditations. So coming to the neutral point, sinking into our depths where all the wisdom is, and using the muscle testing as a, like, the voice from within is telling us something, but sometimes it can be a little bit hard to know exactly what it's saying, and the muscle testing will say, this is what it's saying. The inner voice is saying this. This is the message. Yes, it's the message. So this is just a real good refinement tool on our path. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.